Welcome to Football Scientific. Earlier today, me and Tyler Tiger did a makeup show, a catch-up show, if you will. I prefer mustard. Not ketchup. Ketchup. I prefer mustard. Okay. Well, it's there's no mustard or ketchup. That's a mess either way. We're gonna go through some more notes from later in the day after that video. In the NFL, just some more interviews and roster moves, and then also some more CFL moves. It'll be a relatively short video, just kind of tie up some loose ends. We keep getting more subscribers, so I'd like to just get as much coverage as you can. Plus, I'd like to mentally move on tomorrow to the outcomes of the UFL draft and the NFL divisional playoffs. Probably do some writing tomorrow. After we load this video, we're going to do our next installment of Turning Around the Las Vegas Raiders, phase 2 of that turnaround process on TikTok. So check that out as we go through how to turn around the Las Vegas Raiders based on our algorithm and plan for turning around NFL teams. Okay, so with that in mind, I am Aaron Sauer, professor of football science. I'm a writer for FootballAnalysisOne.com, UFLNewsHub.com, and CFLNewsHub.com. You can check those out for football articles of all types. Also, I make these videos that are on TikTok and YouTube. Also, I'm the professor of football science. I study football at such a deep level all the time. So, I also am a coach. So everything I study, I translate into coaching. So if you want to go into more detail about that, I have some notes on the board about offense I'd like to present. But I want to make sure my videos can flip. So I'm working with some technology to flip my videos so that way what you see the true view and not the mirror image. Okay. I am joined today by my co-host Tyler Tiger. Tyler Tiger here, ready to go, fired up. And we did a show earlier today. We're doing a show now, but we're just getting caught up. We're not catching up. We're not catch up. We're not mustard. We're just getting caught up. That's the plan. So, how's your day been, Professor? My day's been pretty good. How's your day been, Tyler? Pretty good. Nothing big except for some news and stuff. I took a couple naps and rice cakes. I saw some puppets singing about rice cakes on TikTok. What the beep is that about? I bet I could do that. I could sing a song about rice cakes or whatever. We'll see. I'll think up a song about something interesting. All right, so here we go. Let's break it down. Okay, break it down. All right, here we go. Boom. In the NFL, Tennessee Titans interviewed former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel for their head coaching job today. Arizona Cardinals, They signed former New York Giants kick and punt returner Emir Smith-Morset. Pittsburgh Steelers president Art Rooney II came out and said that him and Omar Khan will be leading the search for the next head coaching candidate for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 5th ever head coach. Baltimore Ravens, they interviewed Browns defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz today. Pittsburgh Steelers, Art Rooney II said that he expects Aaron Rodgers to move on for the Pittsburgh Steelers because he came to Pittsburgh to play for Mike Tomlin. So since Mike Tomlin's bouncing, he's expecting Aaron Rodgers to bounce too, which will leave them without a tight end. He did also specify, a quarterback. They have plenty of tight ends. He did specify that he does not expect to go into a rebuild mode for the Steelers, which would be what they need to do. They need to rebuild, have a bad season, get good draft picks, rebuild their aging roster. But they said they're not going to do that. They're going to keep trying to, make the playoffs and lose every year. That's probably why Mike Tomlin left. He's probably like, I can't turn this thing around, so let's just bounce. Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen has retired. Ended up playing for the Steelers, I guess. The Steelers. He's retiring, though. Miami Dolphins have requested to interview Jaguars defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile, maybe for a head coaching job. Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, so head coach search. Their first interview today was LA Rams passing coordinator Nate Scheelhaas. Okay, so they've already gotten started with interviews. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. They had requested a head coach interview with veterans defense coordinator Brian Flores. I heard maybe Brian Flores was the top candidate for that job, but if they can get him in an interview, I guess they made the request. Flores also has an interview scheduled with the Washington Commanders for the defense coordinator job, which is a lateral move. I'd rather be the head coach of the Steelers. Miami Dolphins, interim Packers defense coordinator Jeff Hafley got interviewed by, he's the actual defensive coordinator of the Packers. He got interviewed by the Dolphins today for their head coaching job. Baltimore Ravens, let's see, they carried out an interview with Chargers defense coordinator Jesse Minter for their head coaching job. Buffalo Bills, they have placed wide receiver Tyrell Shavers on the injured reserve list. So they're hopefully they get Curtis Samuel back to replace their injured receivers. Gabe Davis and Tyrell Shavers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have interviewed Baltimore offensive coordinator Todd Monken for their open offensive coordinator position. Okay. And then we have some CFL news. Hamilton Ticats, they re-signed All-CFL defensive end Julian Howsare. He has 45 sacks in his CFL career. He has 13 sacks in 2025, so he's hitting the high point of his career right now. He's going to return to the Ticats for at least another season, so that's good. I wrote an article about that on CFLNewsHub.com earlier today. And then also later today, the Ticats released defensive lineman Jose Ramirez to pursue NFL opportunities. Now, he got signed late September for the Ticats. And he played in 3 games, week 18, 19, and 21. And he had 4 defensive tackles and 1 sack. So I was like, why does Jose Ramirez get an NFL opportunity? I don't know, but I did some research. And the only thing that's really even worked him out was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll see if he's a fit for that. Otherwise, he might just be chasing some dreams. He'll be back. If we even want him back. He wasn't very productive. Let's see. Anyone else? Yeah, BC Lions. A couple days ago, maybe last week, the Ticats released Casey Sales, veteran defensive tackle, because he was a veteran. I don't know. He had another year on his contract. But we're going to take a big hit in their salary cap with him. So they released him to alleviate the salary cap stress. And he's been signed by the BC Lions, so I hope we didn't want him back because he's with the BC Lions now. All right, so that is our news for today. UFL is carrying out the second day of the draft, kind of tracking that, looking for interesting things. Right now, it's like a solid team. Got a good running back, a couple good receivers. He's building the offensive line. Coach Anthony Beck's building the offensive line, which is a good call on defensive line and defensive front. So it's looking like a decent team. It's gonna be hard to figure out what's happening until we get to training camp. But I do like some things Anthony Beck does, and I think he's an experienced coach, so we can trust him a little bit in Orlando. We'll see how it goes for the Orlando Storm. Okay, so that in mind, check out FootballAnalysisOne.com for my NFL articles. Check out CFLNewsHub.com for my Hamilton Ticats articles. Check out UFLNewsHub.com for my Orlando Storm articles. And then this is Football Scientific. We talk about everything here, including the IFL and stuff. NAL is coming up in February. So we'll start talking about them more. CFL, UFL, NFL, all the FLs. Probably not the ELF anymore. European League really kind of got weird this year. So, all right, with that in mind, we're closing the Football Scientific portal. We'll join you back tomorrow with some more news. Check out our stuff. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. We're closing the portal. Goodbye.